Good morning, everyone. It is just after 11 o'clock on Friday, July 30th. I have to work today at 4:30 this afternoon until 10 o'clock tonight. Not a fan of having to work to that hour tonight, but whatever, it is what it is. I do tend to work a lot of afternoons and evenings at my primary job, so that is what's happening. But I've been up for a couple of hours now, let myself sleep in a little bit because I know it is going to be a late night tonight, or later night. And right now I've got a load of laundry that I threw in the dryer overnight last night that I'm going to fold because I'm really good at washing and drying, but I tend to be very notoriously slow at folding and putting away. Very, very terrible at procrastinating here. So, or you could say I'm good at procrastinating. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it. Either way, I'm going to try and get this load folded, and I thought I will bring you along for the fun. I'll just fold the laundry and chatter away to you while I do that. After I finish work tonight, though, I do have the next 3 days off. Monday is a holiday here in Canada. They call it a different holiday just about in every single province. For us here in Manitoba, they just call it civic holiday. But yeah, so I do have a 3-day weekend after tonight, so that's okay. And I had just come off, like I worked 3 days this week, but prior to that I had 10 days off. I had booked a week of holidays. And I had Friday, Saturday off to start my holidays, and the Sunday last week off to end it. So I had a total of 10 days off. And I honestly feel like I need a vacation from the vacation because that whole week of holidays was not a holiday. Like, I was so busy. Took one beach day, but other than that, it was a lot of jam making, berry picking, cleaning, different projects and stuff on the go around here. So having a 3-day weekend this time, there's not very much on the schedule other than maybe baking or keeping up around the house, and I want to keep it that way. Well, church on Sunday, but beyond that, I don't have much planned for my 3 days off, and that's a good thing, and I'd kind of like to keep it that way. So anyway, let me get this load of laundry started folding. I can be talking to you and telling you all this stuff while I fold. Otherwise, I'm just procrastinating all over again, and we can't have that. So let me get you turned around and we'll get started here. Okay, I really do have to get a proper tripod for my phone because you wouldn't believe the way I have it positioned, what it's sitting on right now, to try and do this. It looks silly, but whatever. That, or I need to use my real camera to film and put that on a tripod because I do have a proper tripod for that. Okay, let's get this started. I just fold usually on top of my washer. And normally I sort my loads of laundry. I think I might have told you this before in a previous cleaning video. Usually I sort them into darks and colors, like light colors. But this time I just threw everything into one for the most part, like the colors and the darks in one. Usually, quite often I do these greens separate because there's so many of them and I'm always afraid they might run. But honestly, most of these green shirts are my daughter's, and most of these have been washed so many times I don't think they bleed anymore. So they either get tossed in with the color load or the dark load. And in this case, there wasn't that many light colors, so they just kind of got all put in the same load with the greens and the darks to make one large load. Because I don't think really anything in there is new. Anything in there is going to bleed anymore or color. So my daughter has, I have a lot of t-shirts too, but she really has a lot of t-shirts. Most of hers are either going to be lime green or black. This is an exception. She's got a purple one here from Valley Fair in Minnesota. She got a few years ago on a school band. Well, she wasn't in the band, but school choir trip. It was the high school band and choir, and that school only went to grade 9. She was the only grade 7 that went, and the only reason she went was because she was in the choir. Otherwise, it was like the grade 9 band that went. But the choir was all 3 grades, grade 7, 8, and 9. And she just happened to be the only grade 7 that went. So I was a little nervous having her be all the way down in the Minneapolis area, away from me, but for the first time, especially with nobody else in her grade going on this trip. But she was kind of buddied up with people in the choir that were grade 8 and 9 that were going, a little older, that wouldn't let her wander off and get separated from the Mid-Mall of America and stuff. So she did fine. Typical mom just worrying for nothing. Well, maybe not for nothing. I guess Mall of America is probably a big place. I've never been to Minneapolis in my life, so I don't even know. Kind of sad. I'm the only one in my family of 3 here that hasn't been to Minneapolis. Not right. One of these times I'll have to make a family trip and I'll get to go. But at the same time, I want it to be at a time when I have money to spend, because if you turn me loose in Mall of America, I'm going to want to shop. And I'm just rambling about random different things, whatever comes to mind here. In behind me over here, this is my rabbit cage. And I don't know how much of you can see on the screen, but I do have some clean laundry folded and stacked up on top of this cage. Not a lot, a couple towels mostly. Towels, dishcloths, a few odds and ends. That's, again, even though I got that folded, that was from a previous load a few days ago. Even though it's folded, it's not been put away. And so far, it seems like the majority of what I end up folding from these loads, the majority ends up being either my daughter's stuff or my husband's. Not that I don't ever change clothes, because I do, but just interesting that these two generate more laundry than I do, it seems. Not quite sure how that is. Another pair of her pants here. I wanted to make sure I got this load folded because I think we both work today. I think she works 4 to 8. And I want to say I think both of her pairs of work pants are in this load. And she could come down and get them, but if she does, and if these sit in the dryer too long unattended, they're just going to get wrinkled. So this way, if I get them out now and fold them, at least they'll be still somewhat tidy. Okay, that is one of his shirts. I'm not going to fold this. This is going to be hung up. I'm just going to make sure I slide this over a little bit. I feel like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't think I probably changed it all that much from what it was, but that's okay. I don't want to risk it falling down either. Looks a little tedious the way I have it sitting there. A little precarious. Don't mind me. I'm basically in pajama mode this morning. And then I do need to take some of the food from the downstairs freezer and move it to the upstairs one, some meat. As I told you before, we kind of inherited my mother-in-law's old chest freezer because she got an upright. And it is really quite old. I have no idea how old it is, but it's like a Kmart freezer. We don't even have Kmart here anymore. And we haven't for years and years. So, heaven only knows how old this freezer is, but it functions. So what I want to do, that freezer is in the dining room area upstairs, and what I want to do is make that one where I keep meat, French fries, frozen vegetables, anything supper related. And make the downstairs one that I store like frozen berries that I picked in the summer, or baking, that kind of thing. So we'll see. That means transferring some meat upstairs from the downstairs freezer. Because what's happening now is the meat I bought this week. I told you in my grocery haul video last night that I bought chicken breasts on sale at my work and lean ground beef on sale at my work. And because it's brand new, fresh stuff, and because the plan is to have supper stuff upstairs in that freezer, I put that stuff directly into the freezer. Well, I want to eat through the older meat, which is down here first. Well, when I worked the other night, my husband made supper. He made hamburger gravy. And what did he do? He took out a tray of ground beef, or a Ziploc baggie, which is how I freeze them, that was fresh that day, that I had literally just put in the freezer a couple hours before. And instead of getting one of the old packages out from down here and using that first, he took one of the new ones out, which I guess isn't a huge issue. At least he cooked something. But it's like, use the old up first and then move on to the new. So I'm thinking the only way to combat that, because he doesn't want to be bothered to come down here to this freezer. He hates digging in this freezer down here. But yet he's okay with digging in the other one. I don't know why. Is to take the time. I'll probably take a shopping bin or a shopping bag, so wherever, bring them down here and load them up with some of the meat and just transport them upstairs. And that way, and then I'll try and put the newer stuff to the bottom or the back, or however you want to phrase it, and some of the older stuff to be what he grabs first. And in the process, maybe that means I might end up taking out some meat for supper tonight, which he'll have to cook because, or maybe he won't cook, I don't know, because I'm working till 10. I'm not about to start cooking supper at that hour when I get home. Not happening. Oh, here's one thing of mine. So far I haven't come across any items of clothing of his in this load, but this one is mine. Some newer pajama pants. Got these at Marshall's / Home Sense the other day. Home Sense is my weakness of a store to go into, but there's also like Marshall's, which is Marshall's is more like the clothing side of it. Home Sense is more like the home decor. Marshall's though is more like the clothing, and haven't taken the time to look at all the clothing in there so much, but sometimes I do. I was mainly looking for sleep pants for my daughter the other day, and finding a pair for me, and actually they're about the same size as the ones I got for her. And honestly, if she doesn't like them, I could probably easily just take them over. And she seems skeptical, but she tends to, it's the middle of summer, it's hot here, and she's wearing this winter weight bathrobe around the house all the time. And I'm like, just wear some sleep pants and a t-shirt. So these are mine. She hasn't worn her new pair yet, and we'll see if she does. I like them well enough that I would go back and get a pair for myself if I could. Or, as I said, if she doesn't want them, I'll just take them over, I guess. But I'm hoping she'll wear them, because it really, to me, just doesn't make sense to be the kind of heat we've been having this summer in July, wearing a big fuzzy winter weight bathrobe. But what else is there? I thought I had a green shirt here too. Let me make sure it's not in with hers. Nope. Okay. Here's one of his shirts. His shirt is a Winnipeg Blue Bombers shirt, which is, you guys in the States that are watching, you guys have the NFL for football. We have CFL, the Canadian Football League. And where we live, the home team here is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I'm not a Blue Bombers fan. I grew up in Saskatchewan. The team there is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and their color is green. So if I have green shirts, odds are it's probably a Roughriders shirt. But because he is a Blue Bombers fan and a Winnipeg Jets fan, when it comes to birthdays and Christmas, we humor him, and he gets Blue Bombers and Jets stuff for Christmas and birthdays, which both of which are blue. The Blue Bombers are blue and gold, and the Jets stuff is usually blue as well. So, and we've got her second pair of work pants. Still don't know where my green shirt went to. I think it's in there still. And a whole lot of underwear and stuff to come out yet, too. And socks and sports bras and good things like that. I think I might have found my shirt. Yep, this would be mine. It's an oversized t-shirt. It was just bought at Giant Tiger, so it's not like a fancy one at all. It's definitely oversized. It's baggy on me. I don't care. I tend to use it more as a sleep shirt. But that, it's huge. Like, you can see, like, I'm not as big as that, but yeah, it's Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's the logo with the S in the middle. Although the neon, like this lime green, isn't really their color. It's more of a different kind of green. But for a time, they had released some stuff that was like a lime green, just like as a special edition or whatever. You know, this is a problem folding it this way, because that stack is too high, so that stuff is... But I'm trying to make it a stack for her, a stack for me, and a stack for him. Although so far his stack is just one thing, which is odd. Usually he has almost the majority of stuff in a load. Oh, this would be another one of his. He just had a birthday, and so he did get a couple of bomber shirts. And this is one of them, so this one is his. My t-shirts and hers, I fold in 3. Just because we both have a lot of t-shirts, and that I find makes them a little more compact to go in the drawers. He doesn't have as many t-shirts as we do, and he likes them folded just in 2 like that, so his get folded in 2. Okay. I think we are beyond the shirts. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We're into the men's underwear right now. Those don't really get folded fancy. always a guessing game though, whether they're, I'm always looking to see if I've got it right side out or inside out. I'm not sure I could look at the little compartment on the front, but I tend to look just more quickly for the labels. But as the labels fold, those aren't, or not fold, but as the labels fade rather, that isn't always as easy to spot. So. As much as I'm not looking forward to working till 10 o'clock tonight, I am looking forward to having 3 days off with minimal to no plans. That is a good thing. Oh, and we've got another Rachel t-shirt. I know I'm not like live, because I never have been live on here, and I don't have nearly enough subscribers to be live, but even so, I mean, it feels like I'm talking to myself a little bit because there's nobody here, but nonetheless, even though I'm talking to you guys, it's not live, but still, even though I'm talking to you guys, knowing it will be seen at some point whenever I get this uploaded, helps me a little bit in just getting motivated to get it done, which is a good thing, because like I said, I'm pretty good with the washing and the drying, but the folding and putting away is a nemesis. Normally I would put these pants underneath and t-shirts on top, but because these are work pants, I want her to have access to them. I'm going to put one pair under here, just for balance. There we go. And I'll leave one pair of pants on top where she can find them. Otherwise I put them in her basket down here, and she doesn't usually put her basket of clothes away. And what I find is if this stuff is like further down the pile, she will like dig to the bottom of the pile in the basket, and then a lot of this other laundry will get upended in there. Sometimes, eventually she'll take her basket upstairs and put stuff away, but she isn't quick about doing it. Kind of like me, like I tend to be slow at putting mine away too. But I just don't want to give any reason to have the basket be made a mess, because then it's just a mess. Double cloths here. I gotta get these towels and dishcloths put away too. Sports bra, well, that one's hers. That's smaller than mine. We both have similar ones. I bought the same style and same colors, but I can tell by the size hers are smaller, so we might get away with a similar waist size in pants, but we don't get away with the same sports bra size. And the same thing with her underwear. I can tell just by looking at the label whose is whose. Although, well, if they're older and the labels start to fade, then it gets to be a little more of a challenge. Because if we're in Walmart or Costco or whatever, I tend to, we tend to both like the same style of underwear. So like briefs, just not high cut or low cut or whatever. And so we might end up grabbing a package for her and a package for me. And I sometimes try and get a slightly different style so that once the labels fade, we don't get confused. But if I happen to grab the same style, then I have to keep an eye on the label once I'm doing laundry to fold, which size it is, because that's my only way of determining whose is whose. Okay, haven't dealt with the socks yet. I'm still just working on the sports bras and underwear. This one's going to be mine. I will say I'm not a big sports bra wearer. Sometimes I will for comfort. My daughter loves them. I do have some on hand, and I will say they have saved my life this last week with having a sunburn on my back. Wearing these instead of a regular bra, like having the regular bra straps cutting in, has been a godsend. Now my sunburn has faded and it's a lot more tolerable, but what in the world? There's a loose thread wrapped around these underwear. Okay, that's got to come off there. The elastic's probably starting to go in those. Those are hers, but the elastic may be starting to go. Okay. I think these might even be inside out. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Much better. We're almost done this load, so I appreciate you guys keeping me company even though this isn't live. Just the fact that I know that this is going to be uploaded and viewed, it does motivate me to get a few things done. And over and above her wearing that fuzzy robe in the heat of summer, I don't understand why she pulls out fuzzy socks. Like winter weight socks. I need to hide these things. Like, I mean, I guess they're hers. I guess she can do what she wants, but it's like, how can this be comfortable? Like, you're wearing fuzzy socks in July, and we've been in the middle of a drought and a heat wave up here. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But that, and when she does do her horseback riding lessons, sometimes she wears the fuzzy socks, and then she struggles to get her riding boots on. And I'm like, well, yeah, those socks are going to make the boots tighter. So if you get the boots on, then she sometimes has trouble doing them up. And it's like, well, yeah, that's because those are getting in the way. Wearing a slightly thinner sock in those boots would make more sense and make life a lot easier for her. But we've had this conversation several times, and it doesn't usually I can only advise so much, and then she's an adult, so I can only advise so much, and then it's time for me to hands off, and that's okay. But I just don't understand the comfort of being like 35 Celsius plus humidity, basically over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and running around in fuzzy winter socks. I don't get that. I mean, there's something to be said for dressing comfortably, but I don't see how that could be comfortable. So, I don't know. That's just me, though. She's the one that has to wear them, so it's time to do some socks. We're almost done this load. I have more I can wash, but not right now. I've got a small load of white sitting in the washer that I haven't washed yet, but I'm waiting until after work tonight in case she might want to wash her other work shirt, because she has two. One's already in the wash, and if she wants to wash them both overnight tonight, she can. If not, I'll just wash the load as is with the one. But the last thing I need is to be doing that load now and have her tell me tonight that she suddenly then puts the other work shirt in the wash. Because whites I don't tend to get a lot of to have a full load. Whites are just, it's never usually a giant load of them. So, I don't know. We'll see. I could just wash them and get them done, but I might just wait in case she decides that she wants to throw her work shirt in tonight. It depends how messy it gets. I'm a cashier at the grocery store. She works in what is called the HMR department, or home meal replacement. It's the department where they make the pizzas and the flatbreads and the rotisserie chickens, that kind of thing. So sometimes she comes home pretty either sweaty or with food stains on her uniform. So, okay, almost at the end. Just a couple more things here. And then this load will be finished. Is laundry ever really finished, though? I don't really think it is. I have yet to see laundry really. Sometimes I've seen the bottom of my hamper. Sometimes. Not very darn often, though. Okay. That one, whoops. That one is hers. Got to get these separated into the appropriate laundry baskets, hers and mine, and then his stuff just goes on his dresser and he'll deal with it to put away. He's pretty good about that. And I do have to hang up his one shirt in the closet. And then my next thing will be going through the freezer. I don't know if I should take you along for that or not, because digging in the freezer and pulling meat out of there with one hand will be a bit of a challenge. Maybe I might end up dropping the phone in the freezer. That's the only fear. Oops, and there was a pair of socks. Cool. Okay. These are a couple of his masks. I think this is the end of his, other than this one rogue sock. I'm gonna take his to his dresser. Okay, so another one of his masks here. And these are two of my pairs of socks. I'm wearing lightweight socks. Actually, at home, I tend to go barefoot a lot. In the winter, no. In the winter, I go just stocking feet because it's too cold. But Otherwise, at home in the summer, I'm usually barefoot because feet get too warm otherwise. And I don't see, oh, there's one sock. Okay. There's the other one of his socks, but apparently I'm missing the spare gray sock of mine. It'll probably turn up. It might be inside something else. I don't know. And I've got a couple masks in here. I don't usually put this up here, but okay. This is her basket. I can tell she's been digging because some of these t-shirts have been uprooted a little bit. Yeah, and then they get unfolded a little bit when that happens. Here's the belt to her robe. She tends to forget that all the time. Often. What is going on here? Pants to the bottom there. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's get this sorted out here. More for t-shirts. I'm going to put the belt and the socks down the middle so stuff doesn't topple over. Although it doesn't totally fully fix that, but whatever, it's something. Underwear on the loose. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of when stuff gets, when you're digging to the bottom of the basket for something and you upend everything else, not a fan. Just at that point, it's just take the basket upstairs and put it away already, which sometimes she does, but not always. Although I guess I could just deposit the basket at her doorway and then that'd be a reminder. Or go plop it down on her in bed while she's sleeping. That probably wouldn't go over real well. Why don't we get the message across? Okay, I'll just put these underwear right in the middle here. I'll put the sports bras over here. That leaves perfect access to her shirts, or uniform pants rather. Another pair of socks, and two of these masks, I think are hers, or one. That one is hers. That one's mine. Oh, and I think there's a pair of socks on the floor that also are hers that need to go in here. It's her stuff. Caught up to date. Oh, that is heavy. It's a lot of laundry in that thing. I don't know where my other gray sock went. Might be in the dryer somewhere. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. Oh, these are also hers. Ah, yes. That's right. Again, part of this is because I don't have my glasses on, but that's okay. All right, so hers are caught up. His is on his dresser, except for this mask. These are mine. I have to go and buy either in my basket to be put away at some future date, or else just get them put away, one of the two. Okay, so that is it. And I've got to hang his shirt up in the closet. That is where we are at for right now. And like I said, this stuff here has to go upstairs to the linen closet, and his shirt has to go in his closet way over there in the corner. My bed is not made. And there's Barbie dolls on the floor because she was sorting through a bin to see which ones she still wants to keep. She's 21, but to see which ones are keepsakes and which ones she wants to donate. The stuff laying on the floor is the donate stuff. So now we have to get that boxed up or bagged up. I do have a garbage bag sitting beside that's a donate bag. So I have to add those either to the bag or else to a box because the Barbie legs might poke through the bag. I don't know. And then get that stuff dropped off. Maybe that's one thing I'll do tomorrow is take my 2 donation bags in. And this is Floyd, my bunny. Hi, Floyd. Floyd, say hi. You're not going to talk, right? You don't talk. He is a lion head rabbit. We live in a house full of birds, and this bunny rabbit is the quietest guy in the whole house. Okay, that's it for right now. I'll check back with you a little later. Okay, guys, it is now almost 2:45. I have to get in the shower at 3 o'clock, so I need to leave for work at 4. I'm in the dining room, well, which was once upon a time a dining room and is now basically the bird room. That's why there's all this background noise. But I wanted to kind of show you what I did with the freezer. It was a lot of work. I ended up using one of the hard shopping bins from Superstore and bringing stuff up by the bin from the downstairs freezer to here. This is the freezer we inherited from my mother-in-law. She's got an upright freezer now. You can see there's a bit of a dent there. And if you look here, the seal isn't perfect. Not everything is freezing fine, but we are getting frost in there along the edges pretty quickly. But I'll show you how I organized everything. See, we only had this about a month and it's already frosting up. I'll show you what I did here though. The basket is supposed to be for a couple loaves of bread. Got a couple packages of strawberries I picked this year that I froze. I didn't use them all in jam. And some store-bought bags of frozen fruit too. Over here, under the basket, we got a package of chicken wings, a couple packages of pork chops. I don't know what's under there. Oh, 2 pails of ice cream. I think the strawberry marble and the chocolate marble are under there. The vanilla I moved to the fridge freezer just because when it's in here, it's frozen rock solid. So I moved the vanilla to the fridge freezer. We got 1 half ham. I don't have that many. I just have 1 right now. Package of ribs down there. I got 1 pot roast. And underneath we've got a couple of packages of bacon and the other half of the package of hamburgers from last week's barbecue. And down here, all these, some of these froze kind of funny. All these guys here, all these are ground beef. I tried to put the oldest to the top. And the fresh stuff that I bought from my store the other day at the bottom. Some of them look a little bit on the brown side than red. They still smell fine. They're still good, but they're ones that I brought home from the store that didn't get in the freezer on the first day. So they are fine. I smell them. They're all good. But I put those to the top to make sure you get to use those first. 1 pie I made last week. It's sour cherry. But unfortunately, as you can see, my pastry making skills are lacking. That top crust did not work at all. Came out in a bunch of pieces. Move it over here for the moment. And we got the popcorn chicken, the pepperoni pizza bites, and underneath here is a bunch, probably about 8 or so of these whole chickens underneath there. And I thought over here, underneath that basket, oh, I see the yellow packaging. I think way down there is either some frozen vegetables or else the bags of frozen tater tots or tater tot casserole. I thought it was on that side. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, I can see the yellow. That's the tater tots down there. I might need to pull them up over top of the bacon because, guys, you're very noisy. Nobody can hear over you guys. Shh, birds are not going to be quiet. Anyway, so yeah, tater tots are down there. The yellow bags you see down here, right there. And on this side are all frozen vegetables, whether it be peas, corn, mixed vegetables, that kind of thing. The popcorn chicken, pepperoni bites, multiple, and probably about 7 or 8 frozen whole chickens down there, and a couple packages of ribs going all the way down to some ribs and a bunch of whole chickens. Put the pie back in here. And this basket here is sandwich meat, mostly. Package of Smokies down there, and the ham sausage. Ooh, something will slide. And then under this one is a package of steaks and some beef brisket. And that large Tupperware bowl is Saskatoon berries from last summer. I need to use that. They're still good, but those are the ones from last summer. The ones from this summer are down in the downstairs freezer. That way I'll be forced to use these ones first. And we got some bags of just, well, this one is a package of chicken wings my husband bought. And there's some bags of frozen chicken breasts that I bought when I bought a 4-kilogram bag. And so I just divided them up into portions of 4 or 5. And then down there are the trays of chicken breasts that I bought at my work this week. They come in trays of 4. And remember I said they were buy one, get one free. So that's when I usually buy those at my work, is when they go on sale like that. So basically, this is all chicken down here, whether it be bags of chicken breast or the trays of chicken breast. Got a whole chicken there, more whole chickens underneath here. And yeah, and this is all ground beef over here, from here down to the bottom of the freezer. Half ham, pork chops over there, ice cream underneath the pork chops, hamburgers in the blue box, 1 pot roast. I'd like to get some packages of fish in here, and a couple more pot roasts, and definitely a couple trays of stewing beef. And that means that right now, the freezer downstairs is pretty much empty other than a few loaves of like banana loaf, whatever other loaves that were in the freezer, and some bags of frozen sour cherries, an ice cream pail of Saskatoons that I froze after picking this year. And I would like to get a couple turkeys when they go on sale. I may or may not put them in this freezer. I may, because the freezer downstairs is quite half empty right now. I may just, if I get some turkeys, I may just put them downstairs, some frozen turkeys instead. I may put them down there. And certainly if we get frozen pizzas on sale, I'll grab some, and I may either put them up here or down there. I don't know. But the freezer downstairs now is less than half full, because I am trying to keep mostly supper type foods up here, whether it be French fries, frozen vegetables, tater tots, meat, what have you. And downstairs is supposed to be for baking and frozen berries, but because this freezer up here is already 2/3 full, chances are when I get some frozen turkeys, I'll probably put them downstairs in the freezer that's less full. Especially because I don't need to pull a turkey out more than 3 or 4 times a year, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, that kind of thing. So that's it for right now. Like I said, once I get a couple more half hams in here and some fish in here, that will be good. And then probably turkeys will go downstairs, and if we find a good sale on frozen pizzas, they'll either go up here because they're nice and accessible, or downstairs. I don't know, it just depends. And then I want to be able to start, at least downstairs in that freezer, I will have room to put Christmas baking when the time comes. Say hi to the Connors. These guys are super loud, and the Budgies are super chatty. And little Miss Ruby over here is very loud. And Pepe has some squawking too. This guy, Bo, the Senegal, is supposed to be in my daughter's room, but she booted him out last night because she was keeping her awake. So, anyway, I have probably 10 minutes until I have to go shower. So that is it for now. I may check back in after I work tonight. I probably need to do some cleaning this weekend. I don't know if I'll tack that onto this video or just start a next one. But regardless, I'll check in once I get home from work tonight. Talk to you guys later. Okay, it is now 10:30 Friday evening. I'm home from work. I worked 4:30 to 10 today. And I thought I would show you, I grabbed a few things after work at my store that were on sale. And I used some of my Air Miles cash to pay for this. As I was showing you my freezer stuff earlier, I did say I don't have any farmer sausage in the freezer. So I grabbed 4 packages of pork and beef farmer sausage. They're on sale for $7.99 a package. Again, prior to my discount. I think they're $11.99 regularly. But so $7.99 a piece, like per package before my discount. Bananas, I forget how much they are per pound, to be honest with you, but they're not on my PC Optimum offers. So with me just getting them at regular price at Sobeys with my 10% discount, it makes them comparable to what they probably are at Superstore. Because again, they're not on my offers at Superstore right now, so there was no real concern about missing out on points over there. Got 4 bags of Tostitos, 1 bag of restaurant style, and 3 bags of rounds. They are on sale for $3.50 a piece right now, and there was a sticker on one of the bags that said buy 3, get 1 free. So the 4th bag was free, meaning I paid $3.50 times 3, and the 4th bag was completely free. And again, that's before my 10% off. So that's all. I basically wanted to just get what was on sale, and that's what I did. So I had 1 reward for every $20 spent. That's 3 miles. My corporate employee discount, 10% off, was $4.52. I redeemed $30 in points, which was 380 miles. And that, yeah, I redeemed $40. That's right, 380 miles. So that brought my total down to $5.21 that I paid out of pocket, out of my bank account. That's it. And yeah, I earned 3 miles, but now I'm down to 348 cash miles. Which I believe I have 95 is 10. I think I have $30 left. A little more than $30 in Air Miles cash left. Now, when I started all this a couple weeks ago, I think I had $130, and I used 30 then. And somehow or other, I made my way down to 70. From 100, so I must have used 30, and then again, I used $30 tonight. No, $40 tonight, pardon me. And that leaves me with a balance of just over $30 in Air Miles cash. And again, over at Superstore, $60 in PC Optimum points. So not where I would like to be. I've been trying to save them, but at the same time, like I said, if I need to use them because of a little bit lower paychecks or whatever, or something really good is on sale or an Air Miles offer, then fine, I will use them. I can always rebuild. And I did earn 3 Air Miles back tonight. So
not too bad. I mean, I only spent $5.21 out of pocket at Sobeys tonight. And if you recall from my Superstore grocery haul yesterday, I only spent a little over $11 out of pocket there. So, and that was on about $140 or $150 grocery bill. So not too bad. So basically, between the 2 days, I spent about $200 on groceries and spent about $16 out of pocket. The rest were all on Air Miles Cash and PC Optimum points. So not too bad at all. I'm going to go get these farmer sausage in the freezer and go finally have my supper now that I'm finally home from work. And now I have 3 days off. It is a long weekend here in Canada, so I'm going to enjoy my 3 days off and spend some time with my family and maybe start off by sleeping in tomorrow. Although I may do some cleaning tomorrow, in which case I may start another video at that point and bring you along with me for that. But I think this is good enough for this video. I think I'll call it a day. This has been a bit of a day in the life, although I didn't bring you along with me to work. I'm not really allowed to do that. But I hope you enjoyed, and maybe I'll do a cleaning video or a cooking video sometime this week and bring you along for that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do leave a comment below. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and we will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everyone.